Welcome back to another episode of The Tactician. James Dodd alongside A-League champion Daniel McBreen as ever. Now, Macca, it is semi-final, second leg time in the Isuzu A-League final series. We saw Melbourne City get a comfortable win over Western United. We'll come on to that game, the second leg, shortly, but we are going to start with Auckland FC against Melbourne Victory. They hold a 1-0 advantage going into the second leg at Go Media Stadium. We said before this was going to be a game that was going to be decided in the wide areas, possibly Auckland's defenders against Melbourne Victory's attackers. We saw from the very off, Macca, that Auckland did what they've been doing so well all season, and that is being brilliantly in a defensive capacity.
Yeah, exactly right. And we'll see in the first clips here that we think both teams thought that this were the areas that were going to be won or lost. Now have a look here. Mashash, Velupillay and Daniel Arzani all on the same side of the field, and this was their recurring theme for the first 15 minutes, looking to overload one side. But as this play goes on, have a look at the Auckland defenders here. Look at the numbers getting across. Yeah, we've got lots of bodies around the ball. Verstrata, keep your eye on him throughout all these clips. He was immense, and this is what they can do. Second minute in the game, lots of bodies at this end. They get it. They go quick. Look at the forward runs from De Vries and others coming in, and they end up with a good opportunity to get an opening goal in the first 2 minutes from defending at one end. Melbourne Victory found it really hard to go forward from those positions, and more often than not, there was that much pressure, not from the first defender to the second defender, that it made Victory go backwards nearly every single time.
Now, we knew one of the key protagonists in this game was potentially going to be Daniel Arzani, and the role that he would play up against Francis De Vries, the Auckland FC left back. Now, we're going to see here, Macca, just how key and how well he navigated the threat of Daniel Arzani, and that's Francis De Vries at the bottom of your picture here.
Yeah, well, let's have a look at De Vries. Look how wide he is. Now, a normal fullback would be in here, worried about this here. But they know that Melbourne Victory want to get the ball to either Arzani or Velupillay on either side and running it, and that's when they're most dangerous. So look how wide he is. He's already communicated, you come in here, yep, we're right. Now I'm already in that wide position. Covered for that there. So we're looking at that there, but here they are. They end up winning the ball again. And now look at De Vries. Look at him. I'm on the attack going to get forward and try and get an assist or a goal myself. And that was a recurring theme from both fullbacks as well, Sakai and De Vries. We'll see it again here. Look, normally in here would be the position, worried about anything that goes in behind. They know what you can't see here is Daniel Arzani just off screen. He's like, I don't need to worry about that. You guys sort that out. I'm going to worry about this. I cannot have Daniel Arzani 1v1 running at me. They play the ball in. He's in a great position. Now, this is where it doesn't always work, but what's the reaction from the Auckland players here? Okay, ball comes in, unaware that he's about to get a guy in behind, and they lose the ball. But then we're going to watch the reaction. Here it is. Ball gets won again. Okay, here he comes again, Verstrata. Look, now they've got to get back in numbers. There's space in the middle. Look at the two. Boom, straight out to get pressure on the ball. It's a good strike, but that pressure is just maybe enough to make the shot not be on target.
And it is that defending with the urgency. No matter what minute it is, we saw it in the very first minute of the game. We'll see it right at the very death as well. That's something that isn't by chance. It's built into this Auckland team from Steve Corica from day one.
Oh, 100%. They work their socks off. I'd love to see their GPS ratings because the intensity and the stamina they have to keep going, the intensity, 1, 2, 3. It's not a case of, well, you go and we'll see what happens. They hunt in packs and they do it so well.
Well, as if on cue, Macca, we've got plenty more. We've got a season's worth of examples. We've got another example to show you just about the urgency and the desperation when it comes to this Auckland FC side defending.
Exactly. Here we are, Daniel Arzani in the wide area. Now, if we pause it there, look, 1, 2, 3 players looking to get here in and close him down if anything was to come. Now, Daniel Arzani is great on the ball. Sometimes he's going to find space. As the play rolls on here, watch, he gets around, gets a shot off. But then another shot. Here's another Auckland player. Look, bodies getting straight across. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they get bodies in the way. They actually held Melbourne Victory to 0 shots on target with energy like that. If one, as we said, if one couldn't get there, the next one there, the next one's there. They are relentless in that pursuit of excellence in defence.
Now, we've seen, obviously, when it works really well. But when the fullbacks jump and they maybe do get caught out by a Melbourne Victory side, that man that you mentioned at the very top of the show, Louis Verstrata, is so influential in this team about being the mop-up man.
Well, this is directly from the kick-off at the start of the game. Here he is here. We see the players, Melbourne Victory players in this area. Just watch him. He'll come out here to press the ball and a great run gets in behind and watch him come through and mop up. He did this from the first minute to the last minute all game. Now he's got pressure on the ball. That's not his player. Yeah, but now Velupillay's getting past the defender. There he is. That's 15 to 20 seconds into the game. And we'll see clips later in the very end where he's doing exactly the same. Here's another one right here. As this ball's played, Doddsy, that's
Here he
Sakai
goes,
there.
Rocky Sakai there.
Fullback. Watch him really bust his gut to get out wide because he doesn't want his opposite number to face forward. Look, here he goes, great, gets in. Now, as he loses the ball there, here's Verstrata again. Now, there's a big open space there, and Verstrata's running that way. Now, here, watch him turn here and show the energy to get back. And I thought Casey Boss had got him here and was going away. No, the big man is strong, he gets across, he's quick, and he covers his defenders again.
Louis Verstrata is in every single clip, Macca, I feel like, that we've shown today in a particular role that he's played, be it in the defensive process or attacking process. Here he is again. You can see them there. He doesn't have a key role here, but he's part of this move and the way they organise themselves. Yeah,
well, this is when they've gone to a 5-4-1 and they're sitting defensive here. But have a look again. As the ball goes onto the wide area again, look how many white shirts there are. 2, 4, 6. All in this part of the field, closing down the space, looking to get a touch somewhere. There you go, 95th minute. We saw him in the first minute. Watch this ball now, gets played inside. There's Verstrata. Wins it, plays it forward, and this is what they're capable of doing. And this is what we might see in the second leg as Victory go after the game, that they might be exposed. And that there is the inches that could be the difference between a dead tie and they're still being alive right now.
And you saw the hands on the head at the end there from the Victory players, and thank goodness that didn't go in. But we know that when Auckland FC are on in an attacking sense, one player who's very key to them doing so is Francis de Vries down the left-hand side. We see a long throw here. He's had a fair few of those this season, but it's his deliveries into the box that have been so, so vital.
Now, we talked about Auckland, how well they did in defence, whether it was 1, 2, 3. Now, we talk about earlier in the season, maybe 3 mistakes for each goal. First mistake for Victory here. Daniel Arzani's left 1v1. Yeah, one of these guys should be coming out to help him. So as we let the play roll on here, watch Arzani. Yeah, he's 1v1, but let's have a look at his challenge. There he gets bullied a bit. Now he just throws a bit of a lazy leg in and he gets caught. If we pause the ball there as the cross comes, let's have a look in here. Casey Boss. Ball watching, standing still. Jack Duncan, look where his position is. It's right here. Now, as that ball's going to come in, you'll see it lands around about here. If he was a positive mindset, can he come and punch? But also, Casey Boss should be aware that he's got a player behind him and should be attacking the ball. As we let it roll, you'll see that it doesn't happen and we sneak in between defenders, both being negative, standing and waiting. And that was the little moment that there wasn't many of these either way for each team, but that's the little moment that gave Auckland the advantage in the first leg.
It is a 1-0 advantage that they hold going into the second leg. It's going to be a mouth-watering game at Go Media Stadium. Close to 30,000 people there for it. Now, if we look at the other semi-final clash, that one, Macca, is not quite as delicately poised as Auckland-Melbourne Victory. Melbourne City hold a 3-0 lead going into their second leg at Amy Park against Western United, and this was all about moments that mattered inside the box. We're going to start with this one here for the first goal for Gemma Ferreira.
Well, if we have a look here, this is the goal scorer Ferreira here. Look at the setup from Western United. Now, wonder if they've looked at set pieces from Melbourne City and thought this is the danger area, but with such heavy loading of Melbourne City players back here, you might be tempted to think that maybe they should just all drop a couple of steps back and then still be able to step forward if a ball went into that area. They don't. They stick with the zonal marking. A free run for Ferreira and Angus Thurgate's standing under the ball, marking area as well, and he's not going to win that at all. If you can give a player of his strength and ability a free run at the ball, then you're asking for troubles. Look at the numbers at the front post. I think maybe they should have maybe stepped back one step per each person and someone could block that run and help them out. And also, blocking of the keeper as well helped.
So we've seen Marco Tilio there delivering the ball with his right foot in. Now, we focused on the Western United defensive aspect from that set piece. Here, as we pause this now, defensively, are you happy with how that's set?
Yep, there's also a defender out this side as well, so you've got a nice spread defence, out all covering angles, covering here, covering out wide. But watch, Tilio's positioning is great here, but watch, because of his positive play, watch what happens to that defence. He drives forward, now look how narrow they are. Now look at all the space in this area, even on the other side if they have the chance to go out here. Ball comes back, doesn't give enough time for them to get out. World-class finish, nothing you can do about that, but that's all brought about by Tilio's directness and willingness to drive at the defenders centrally and bring them. So here you see again, real narrow. Yeah, now the ball comes wide. Potentially could have come a little bit earlier, but that's a great finish.
Great finish from Jonathan Cohen. Great delivery from one of the best players in the competition in Marco Tilio, once again showcasing that aspect of his game.
Fantastic play, but when we look at the other angle here, he gets this ball in nice and early, striker's dream. Now look, as he has this ball's coming here, you can see all the defenders are running in this back towards their own goal. Plenty of space out here. He already has a look now, and when he opens up here, he delivers early. all running back, trying to get across, doesn't have the time because of the early ball, and Matt Lecky's in the perfect position to tuck it away. Again, all because he saw the moment, he took it quickly. If he takes another touch, that's all dead.
We'll see if it is dead this weekend. Melbourne City 3-0 up against Western United, heading into their second leg of the Isuzu A-League semi-finals. You can catch the game live at Amy Park.